up? What's up? What's up? I just noticed that I be saying that every time at the beginning of my reviews, sounding like Martin back in the day. What's up? What's up? What's up? Anyway, what up? What up? What up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to review The Chi, Season 6, Episode 3. So if you haven't seen the third episode of Season 6 of The Chi, turn this video off right now. Go watch the episode. Come back and watch this video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's an easy and free way to support my channel, and it takes less than 4 seconds. So if you're already watching this video, spending some time, then you can use the 4 seconds of your time and like the video and subscribe to my channel, because I don't only review The Chi. And since I just stuttered, let me let it be known that I am not a public speaker. I will tend to stutter. I might pause to regain my thoughts. Definitely going to be looking at my notes over here that I take throughout the show. You're definitely going to hear and so 1,000 times. It is what it is. And, is there anything else? Oh, yeah, got my big water bottle right here. I'm drinking just in case I get thirsty, which I am. Yeah. And, oh, yeah, anything I say is my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. These are my thoughts and expressions. And, yeah, I like to grade the episodes before and after my reviews. I'm gonna grade this episode, I ain't gonna hold you. The shot kind of moving a little slow this season. I'm not gonna hold you, so I'm gonna have to give it like a B+. I like what they doing, but it's moving kind of slow. Like, we ain't getting as much action as we usually get. But we still getting the black feel and all that. So I still give them. That's why I said they still get good grades for me. I know a lot of people do ratings. I like to do grades. Try to do something different, you know. Anything else? I don't think so. Last chance, if you haven't seen episode 3 of season 6 of The Chi, turn this video off right now because I'm about to spoil the entire episode. Alrighty. So the first scene is Emmett and Tiff. They in the empty apartment, basically reminiscing. Like, can't believe we actually moving out this junk. Looking around. What's his name? Emmett said, I feel like that episode, the last episode of Martin and this bitch. I thought that was funny because I was like, every black person can relate to that. Oh, excuse me. So then Emmett, he asked Tiff out for breakfast. And I'm like, look at them doing the whole co-parent being friends thing. She was like, okay, cool. Plus, I just feel like she wanted some free breakfast. But Emmett was like, you gotta drive. She's like, well, I gotta drive. He was like, I'm enjoying all the perks of my labor. Like, basically, like, nigga, I bought that car. I'm gonna enjoy getting rolled around in it. I feel you, Emmett. I feel you. Sheesh. I ain't get to smoke all day because I ain't had no lighter. Couldn't wait to get off, go buy me a lighter. Come in the house, smoke. And I'm gonna smoke again when I do my Real Housewives review after this. So then we get this little scene with Keisha and Emmett. They talking about the housewarming party. Like, man, we don't got no furniture. Keisha was like, people can stand. People can stand. Okay? But I don't like that. If you're going to have a housewarming party, at least get some furniture so it can look like a home. Don't be so pressed to throw the damn party where your house look all empty and shit. I mean, I get it. The more empty it is, more people you can invite and all that. But it's still like, what it becoming? It's like having a party in an abandoned house or something, or the trap or something, basically. So Emmett tells Keisha he invited his old friend Lamar, and Keisha was like, "Well, I invited my friend Malaysia." I don't even remember these characters. Were they introduced in the show? I don't know. So then at Smokey's, you got this Kenya, the girl that Papa got a crush on. She dealing with this disgruntled customer, and he's saying, like, he ordered this stuff online. I mean, the girl said she was going to send a text confirmation for the food, and she ain't do it. And he just going off, basically. Papa come over there. Like, what seems to be the problem? He repeated his order back to him. He was like, look, I'm going to tell him to put a rush on there. I'm going to give you 2 extra free sides. So the dude tried to get an apple pie as a side. Papa was like, that's a dessert. So he was like, all right, I'm going to get this such and such. And then Papa was like, I'll give you the apple pie if you apologize to my colleague, talking about Kenya. I was like, look at Papa. Look at Papa. He ain't playing about her. He trying to get her. He is trying to get her for real. So he like, if you apologize to my colleague, So the dude was like, I apologize. He probably was like, hey, how you apologize? The dude was like, okay, I'm sorry. Da da da. So, so he walks off, and the king was like, thank you. No, she was like, I'm impressed. She was like, yeah, she basically was like, I'm impressed. And Papa was like, I just try to talk to them like how, I forgot what he said, but he basically was just telling her how he deal with these customers, these disgruntled customers all the time. But basically, it's like we get that scene was basically him trying to impress. I'm impressed, and it worked. You did what you needed to do, Papa. So they pan over to Jamal and Lynette, they eating. Jamal like, yeah, I want to meet your boyfriend. And dude was like, Lynette was like, wow, we just kicking it. So Bakari was like, well, not Bakari. Jamal was like, I heard that he works for Duda. So that's when Lene was like, he's just a lookout. And Jamal was like, that's how it started. They start as a lookout, and then they gonna have him doing other stuff like hold this for me, and then you can make more money doing this, that. So that's when Jamal know all this shit because he a street nigga. Like, so they like, that's not your story. Lene told Jamal his story is not Bakari's story, basically. I'm like, it kind of is. Like, they both killed the nigga. Bakari just didn't go to jail for it. But Bakari out here doing reckless, dumb, street nigga shit, so. So Jamal, he basically trying to look out for his sister. He done had some time away from her and time to think and reprogram himself and his mindset and all that. So he basically just telling her, like I don't want to see you get locked up behind this nigga. I done seen a lot of niggas doing time. I done seen a lot of bras doing time for a nigga, and they ain't do nothing, da-da-da. So then they was like, I ain't getting locked up for nobody. I was like, okay. She seemed like a smart girl, though. Like, from what I see in this episode, she ain't about to let Bakari keep doing. I don't know, though, because she still is young. And, they be liking them hood dudes. She don't seem like the type that do, but I don't know. I feel like she like 75, 25, kind of like the bad boy stuff. Like, 25, she like it. 75, she don't. So, Emmett and Keisha's housewarming starts. Keisha's friend Malaysia's there, and she asking all types of questions. How much y'all pay for this house? And y'all paying rent and mortgage, da-da-da. Keisha like, man, you clocking my pockets? The girl was like, nah, I'm just trying to make sure you good. How Emmett doing, whatever. She was like, yeah. And the girl was like, you trust Emmett? And Keisha was like, yes, I do. Just grilling this shit out of Keisha. Then you go to Emmett and his homeboy, Lamar. They chopping it up. He basically telling him, like, I got a whole bunch of women, but my main woman don't know about them. Just saying a whole bunch of reckless nigga shit. Emma just looking at him like, I don't think Emma was really giving a fuck about that shit he was talking about. Then Tiff and Rob, they come with little EJ. Then we see this. I forgot that this nigga D-Ray was in the Shy. This nigga be in everything, bruh. Nigga was in Snowfall as what the hell was his name on Snowfall? I can't even remember, but he was Franklin's little bodyguard at one point. And then he went missing, and Franklin had to well, you should have seen Snowfall by now. He had to murk him on the last episode, or was it the episode before last? I can't remember. But anyway, this nigga D-Ray always in shit, and I forgot that he was on this show as the little online man influencer or whatever. And he encourages men to bring out their inner man. Some shit. I can't remember what this stuff really about, but I remember Emmett was watching his shit and was like kind of like on like following his little challenge that he was doing and all that. So he popped up at Smokey's. Rashad like, oh, you Master Rashawn. So he was like, I need some advice from you. So Rashawn was like, well, you can hit my Cash App. He was like, I need some money, honey. Rashad was like, oh, I'm low on funds right now. Rashawn was like, well, good luck, my brother. Tried to walk off, turns around, Smokey's packed. So Rashad like, looked like the only seat available is next to me, brother. So Michonne sit down. He's like, did you do the challenge? He asked Rashad, did you do the challenge? I can't remember what the challenge was, because I know Emmett was doing it. I think he was supposed to stay celibate or something like that. I can't remember. But he asked Rashad to do the challenge. Rashad was like, oh, nah, I just came home from a 20-year bid. That challenge was kind of hard. I think it was being celibate, because he's saying he just got home from a 20-year bid. So he tells Michonne, I did read your book, though. So Michonne starts telling Rashad that, oh, you got your girl, she making all the money right now, and you staying at home and all that. He's like, yeah, because they condition our minds to make us think that we gotta be the breadwinner and stuff what do you say? This is really our reparations for always having to be the provider in the household, in the relationship. I was just like, what is this nigga talking about? He was like, yeah, that's on chapter 9. I was just like, really, nigga? I ain't never heard no bullshit like that in my life. And there's probably men out there that really feel like that. But Rashad was like, I ain't get to chapter 9 yet. I was like, stop reading that motherfucking book. So then Rashawn was like, yeah, I'm about to go to my homie housewarming. And Rashawn was like, who, Emmy? He's like, I'm about to go too. We slide together. So they dip out to go to the housewarming. So I think the whole episode I think the whole episode basically happens at the housewarming. We get a couple of scenes that's not at the housewarming, but either way. So yeah, back at the housewarming party, Jada, she started talking with Emmett's realtor. They started talking about basically black home ownership. How it's good for black people to be in real estate, this, that, and the third. So Jada started asking them questions and shit. You single and how old is you? You got any kids? Asking them questions, dating questions. So I'm like, what the hell is she asking them questions for? So I immediately thought she must be asking for Tracy. But I was in my head did I miss something? Did Tracy ask her to do this, or is she just doing this on her own? Because I was just like, what is going on? Then we get Nina and Dre gifting Keisha an air fryer, but she didn't look too happy to take it. It was like, it's an air fryer. And she was looking kind of down. I don't know. Keisha's expression wasn't happy. It wasn't as happy as I felt like it should have been for that air fryer. But she probably we got a whole stove, a whole big nice kitchen. She probably I don't need no air fryer. But girl, when you rushing with dealing with them 4 kids, you gonna be happy you got that little quick fix thing. So Dre steps off. It's when Nina starts giving Keisha a harsh, not a harsh talk, but like a hard talk about adulting, basically. Being an adult, mentioning that 3 of the 4 kids that her and Emmett are raising are not hers. So she's going to have to deal with that factor. And the fact that her and Emmett's not married yet. And this, that, and the third. And Nina just I want the best for you. I just want what's best for you. And Keisha's I know. I'm happy right now. Everything is good. So Keisha walks off. Dre comes back. Nina sharing with Dre her concerns. Kevin walks in. She waves at Kevin. Nina just feel away that Keisha and Kevin ain't been, she feel like they don't need her no more. At least they not coming to her for advice or help or anything. She feel like she out of, they don't come to her for stuff no more. She used to them being all up under her or around her. Dre just tell her, you gotta let your kids be their own people. You gotta let them grow up. Dre always, because Dre is I think Dre is a therapist or something like that. Or some type of, she talk to people, I don't know. So, she good for Nina when Nina be having her moments. And plus, Dre don't give. She shit, we got the house to ourselves now. She's we ain't got to worry about them damn kids. Because let's be for real, they ain't her kids, so she don't really. I mean, she love them, but at the end of the day, her concerns ain't going to be as deep as Nina is, because Nina gave birth to them. And that's their actual mother. So then we get this funny ass scene. Kevin making endless plates. Aisha and Lene bagging on them. Like, you need to learn how to cook then. Because Kevin like, I ain't ate in a while. I'm like, nigga, you better wrap them. He wrapping them plates, taking them home. Better freeze that food. So this is when Lene tells Maisha and Kevin that Jamal wants to meet Bakari. So, you know, Kevin and Maisha, they start pointing out the similarities. Like, they both killers. They both street niggas. Lene telling them, like, Jamal changed. The Maisha was like, well, you know, Jake and Bakari, they had their issues. And Lene was like, but Bakari saved Jake's life or something like that. So, it's just a whole... I don't know. I mean, let the nigga meet the nigga. I don't see what it could be so hard about it. This nigga already working with a killer. What's gonna make a difference if he meet another killer that turned his life around? So this is when Duda walks in. Nook and Bakari with him too, but Duda walks in. I don't want to say it gets quiet. I mean, it kind of gets a little quiet. Like, people start whispering. Well, not whispering, but like, they eyeballing Duda like, what the fuck? And all that. So this when Duda gives Emma the gift. And Emma was like, okay, I'm going to set it over here with the other gifts. Duda was like, nah, don't do that. So Emma was like, okay, well, I'm gonna put it in the room or upstairs or something like that. And Duda was like, nah, open it now. No, Emma was like, he'll open it later. And Duda was like, no, open it now. I'm just like, this nigga, what is this about to be? So Duda was like, where the drink's at? Walks away to get a drink. So I'm not even going to hold you. Like I be saying, I be burnt out. I forgot that Nook and Keisha did talk. And Nook was supposed to come get her that night that she got kidnapped. I forgot all about that. I forgot that Nook and Keisha did used to talk. I forgot all about that till they brought that up this episode. I was glad they brought it up because I forgot all about that. So, because I was wondering, I was like, why are they looking at each other like that in the kitchen and all that? And then the conversation up in the hallway. So I was like, okay. So yeah, so Nook, he in the kitchen about to spark a blunt. Keisha coming there, you can't spark that in here. Nook was like, come on, it's cold as shit outside, Keisha. Keisha was like, I don't care. She knows she gonna be smoking in that bitch. Well, she gonna be smoking in that bitch when the kids not there. And she know they not coming for like days, coming back for a day or two or something. But it's like, plus it's kids in that joint right now. What you thinking about, Nook? What you doing? At least go in the bathroom, turn the shower on, something. Go in the garage, the attic, something. You gonna do it right in the kitchen where the food probably was at, where we know it's gonna be in and out traffic? I don't know. Niggas don't be thinking. Niggas like that don't be thinking. So Keisha's like, I don't care if it's cold outside. You take that shit outside. So this one, Rob was like, I smoke one with you. And I immediately knew that he was going to go out there to ask Nook about Q. So Q Nook wasn't thinking nothing about that. He was like, all right. He says, my bad to Keisha. Keisha was like, thank you. So I was like, why did they make that such a big thing? Then I remembered later when they brought it up. So Emmett and Duda, they in the room. Emmett opens the gift. It's a gun. Emmett's like, I don't need this. And Duda's like, every man needs to protect his family. So Duda was like, I got kids. Emmett was like, I got kids. Duda was like, that's exactly. Like, if somebody come in here, they won't necessarily go straight for you. They might go for your kids or somebody else first. So that's when Emmett was like, who would want to hurt my family? Long pause. It was a long pause. And then Duda was like, what'd he say? What did Duda say? Oh yeah, Duda was like, who knows? And I was like, who knows, nigga? What? Why the long pause before who knows at that? It's like you standing right in front of him who want to hurt my family. You standing right in front of him. That nigga is ruthless. So Emmett says he don't want the gun. Dude was like, you can't just look like a boss. You gotta act like one too. You gotta start acting like one. So Emmett was like, bosses got guns? And dude was like, I never leave without it. Never leave home without it. So Duda leaves the room and Emmett start fucking flexing in the damn mirror with the gun. Like, yeah, what's up? I was just like, bruh. That's why I said this nigga Emmett is so expressional. I don't even know if that's a word. He's so expressive. His character's so expressive. I wonder if Jacob Lattimore is like that in real life. Because his character is hilarious. So he starts flexing with the gun. He puts it in the little drawer. He comes out in the hallway. Darnell's out there. So I'm thinking Darnell must have seen it all. He pretend like he looking for the bathroom. Emma like it's that way. So then we get this scene. Rob, he lets Cairo show. Man, I said Cairo. He lets Nook try Cairo's weed. So Nook like, oh, who do y'all get this from? Trying to find out who the plug is. So Rob like, I ain't telling you all that. So Nook was like, oh, we keeping secrets now. Rob was like, I guess, or something like that. And Nook was like, I always keep it 100 with you. So when Rob was like, now when it come to my uncle, I was like, here we go. Because I'm like, do Nook even know? I'm trying to think. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming Duda probably told Nook. But it's like, why? I don't feel like that's something he needed to tell Nook. Maybe he just told him. I mean, I don't know. Because wasn't nobody with Duda when he killed Q? He killed Q, and then he called Trig to help him bury the body or get rid of the body or something. Was Nook there? I can't remember. Was Nook there? I can't remember. But either way, I feel like Nook knows that it was Duda. So Nook like, I always keep it 100 with you, Rob. Like, now when it comes to my uncle. So Nook was like, well, that's business. Rob was like, well, it's family business to me. So Nook was like, well, Q, he owed a bunch of niggas money. It could have been anybody. So Rob was like, did he owe Duda money? Did he steal any money from Duda? So this is when Nook was like, well, all I know is that Q stole some money from Tracy. And Trey wasn't happy about it. So that's when Rob was like, why would my uncle steal? Like, my uncle don't gotta steal from nobody. So Nook brings up Q's gambling dash, like he was in debt from gambling basically. And he was doing all types of other shit. So that's when Rob was like, so you don't know nothing. Nook was like, nah. I was like, in the same breath you told this nigga you'll always keep it 100 with him. And then you say, nah. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for Rob. He gonna have to work for that money. That 100K. So then we get to this scene so this whole situation, I don't know how I feel about it. So Keisha and Emmett, they catch EJ saying, stop being a little bitch. So Keisha tell Emmett, like, oh, you need to talk to Tiff about EJ, about him talking like that. Because they asked him where he heard that. He was like, in Mommy's car. So in the midst of all that stuff happening, Trig and Fatima, they came. So Trig, he come in the kitchen and he see Duda in there. So I'm like, oh, snap. Because Trig like the only nigga that's not scared of Duda. He don't give a fuck. But we see after this episode, there's a lot of niggas not scared of Duda. Because Darnell ain't neither. That nigga Darnell's the GOAT. He funny as shit, man. I fucks with Darnell character. So Trig, he come in the kitchen. He's like, what the fuck is you doing here asking Duda? So I'm like, oh, Trig don't know nothing about all this shit, the involvement that Emma done got tied up in with Duda. They supposed to be friends, though. Trig's supposed to be checking on this boy. But I know he dealing with all the campaign stuff and all that. So Duda like, I'm investing in Emma's future like I did for you. He's like, congratulations, by the way. He's like, you should be saying thank you to me. So Trey was like, fuck you. So that's when dude was like, I think you better watch how you talk to me. Trey was like, I'm the one with the government, so you better watch how you talk to me. And dude was like, just stay out my way, nigga. Trey was like, yeah, stay out my way too. That's gonna be the one to take dude out. Anyway, he got that, like he said, he got that government seat. Somebody got to get dude, man. As much as I like his character, he got to go. But he the villain. He the villain that we need, so. He like the only villain right now, ain't he? Is there anybody else on this show I'm not feeling right now? I don't think so. He's a villain right now. Everybody working for him. All the characters, like, except for a few. Well, except for a lot. We just got Emmett, Bakari, Rob. Basically Tiff, I guess. Who else? Somebody else working under or with Rob. Duda. Anyway. So, you know, we get this black AF moment. Everybody doing the wobble. I mean, I like cha-cha. I prefer cha-cha. Cha-cha now, y'all. Dun, 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 dun. Cha-cha, real smooth. Boom, boom, dun. That's my shit. But, I mean, wobble's cool, too. So Emmett notices Kevin not dancing. He goes over there chopping up with him. He's like, you miss home yet? And Kevin was like, nah. I mean, other than my mom's cooking and doing the laundry. I'm like, Kevin, he gonna get there. So, you know, Emmett, he's like, oh, you better be careful. Because if I was you and I had my own place, I'd be fucking like shit. So Kevin was like, you was doing that in your mama's house. Like, nigga, you got 3 kids. What you talking about? You was still doing it. He was like, yeah, you right. Oh, yeah, so Emmett catches Kevin staring at Maisha. He's like, oh, you and Maisha gonna get back together? So Kevin's like, oh, we just still trying to figure shit out. Saying the same thing he said to Maisha. He was like, but it is different this time. He's like, I really like her. So Emmett looks at Keisha and was like, I know how you feel. And Kevin was like, don't look at my sister, nigga. I was just like, chill, Kevin. What, you want him to look at Tiff? So like Nook said, it's cold as shit outside and Lene is outside. So Bakari go out there and Lene tell Bakari, like, I don't want to be with the street niggas. Like, she gets straight to, I don't want to be with the street nigga. So Bakari telling her it's just temporary. It's just temporary. At the same, I mean, I get where Lene coming from, but at the same time, she knew who he was when she got with him. She knew Papa wrote that poem. Like, she knew the type of nigga Bakari was. She knew he was a killer. Like, they know he a killer. Like, they know the type of nigga. She knew the type of nigga he was. So it's kind of like, why you being surprised? But anyway, so Bakari tells her it's just temporary. She's like, why you can't get a normal job? Bakari's like, I don't want to bust my ass for 40 hours a week just to get by. I feel you, bro. I feel you. So then they was like, well, maybe we shouldn't be together. So when Bakari said, like I'm saying, like, he said, you knew what the fuck it was when you met me. And they was like, how long is temporary? I was like, nah, respond to that damn statement he just said, girl. I used to respond to that statement he just said, girl. Talking about some damn, how long is temporary? Nah, you knew what it was. So Bakari was like, as long as it takes. He don't care. He like, as long as it takes. But he don't seem to want to lose her. Like, he seemed like a nigga that never had a girl. Not saying it like that in no disrespectful way, but his character come off like he never had a girlfriend, so he don't really want to lose Lene, but at the same time, he still want to make his money the way he want to make it. Then we get this little scene, Fatima and Keisha. They looking at the painting that Emmett bought for Keisha, talking about art and basically. So Keisha tells the Fatima that she got it from Rashad's girlfriend Deja, who's an art curator. That word almost fucked me up. So Keisha tells Fatima, like, you think about getting some art, getting to art, whatever. Talk to Deja. Trig and Emmett, they walk up, and Trig got this marble in his eye looking at Fatima. And then we find out why, because at the end of the episode, he asked her to move in with him. So this is when Jada, she's still going around asking people if they single or not. She goes up to the dude Lamar, Emmett's friend. Start asking him all type of questions. What you do for work? So she started telling him about Tracy. Like, my friend's single. She doing on this whole self journey or something like that. Lamar was like, I'm kind of on the same thing right now. He was like, I'm committed to me right now. So Darnell comes over there. It's like, why are you talking to all these men in here? It's like, let Tracy be alone if she wants to. Jay was like, I'm just trying to help her find love. Because at first I was like, why she go up to that other dude, that real estate agent? But then I found out, okay, it's for Tracy. I figured it was for Tracy. Because I was like, girl, you newly married. What's going on? So this is when I get reminded. I don't want to say we because people probably already remember it. But this is where I get reminded that Nook and Keisha used to date, and she was the one, and he was the one that was supposed to pick her up that night. That's what ended up having her at the bus stop getting kidnapped. So Nook, he comes up there, Keisha like, what you doing up here? The bathroom's that way. So Nook, this is when he apologizes, like, I'm apologizing for not picking you up that night that you got kidnapped. He's like, I think about it all the time. Keisha was like, well, what took you so long to say something? Nook was like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know if he even wanted to see me. Keisha was like, well, I'm seeing you right now. And he was just like, I'm so sorry. He was like, I'll never forgive myself for that. So Keisha was like, I forgive you. Because she had to forgive the man that kidnapped and raped her. And now she got to raise this baby. So she had to forgive for that. And she has to raise this baby that she didn't want to see at first. So, of course, Keisha, I already knew Keisha was going to forgive him. I don't know how in that moment, but I just knew she was going to say, I forgive you. And look, he felt like, if you could see his face, it looked like a weight was lifted off of Nook. And now it looked like he want that old thing back. I don't know. Emmett came up there, caught them up there, told Keisha he needed her for something. He looking like, what's going on up here? So this one, Darnell, Marshawn, I don't know if it's Marshawn, and Rashad, they all sitting down, talking man talk, basically. They trying to tell Rashad that because they was like, where your girl at? And Rashad was like, she out of town. They was like, oh, she fucking somebody else. They trying to tell Rashad that. He was like, y'all know my girl ain't even like that. So then they start talking about all types of stuff, like the men not bringing home the bacon, not settling down, monogamy, non-monogamy, all that stuff. They started talking about all that. You know, the men talk. I ain't really write too much for that. So this is when the couples are in the kitchen. Emmett, Keisha, Tiff, and Rob. So Emmett tells... So I was like, why you even have Keisha in the room, Emmett? But either way... So this is when Emmett tells Keisha about what EJ said. Tiff and Rob, they start immediately laughing. So Keisha was like, am I the only one that doesn't find that funny? So this one, Rob's sorry, Keisha. So Tiff was like, kids curse, we did it, it's no big deal, da-da-da. So Emmett was like, yeah, until he started cursing in school. So Tiff was like, oh, so it's okay for you to curse, but not him? I was like, he's a child. Before I can even think he's a child, Emmett was like, he's 5. I was like, Tiff, what kind of point did you just try to make? So Tiff was like, he don't know what he's saying. Emmett was like, well, he said he heard it from y'all. So Tiff was like, he probably heard it from a rap song or something. Keisha was like, well, how about playing the edited version of the song? And Tiff was like, excuse me? So Keisha was like, it's just a suggestion. Tiff was like, well, keep your suggestions to yourself. So now we about to see these tiffs between the couples again. Because they was already beefing at first, and then they just got back on good terms. And that's why Keisha didn't want to approach Tiff with it, because she said they just got back cool. But that's why I was saying, why even have Keisha in the room when you asked her about it to Emmett. So this is what Emma was like, well, we should have similar rules in the household so EJ don't get confused. Tiff was like, you do what you want. I want in my house. I'm gonna do what I want in my house. And her and Rob leave. So Emma was like, I thought I was gonna handle it, saying it to Keisha. And Keisha was like, so what you saying? It was my fault? So Emma was like, nah, but you know how Tiff is. And Keisha was like, whatever, Emma, the leaves out. I was just like, it was just no right way to go about that situation. But you see how Tiff and Rob laughed at it. So I feel like, and Emmett laughed at it firsthand too, when he first seen it happen. He thought it was funny too. So this is how they came up. Keisha came up different. So this is when Darnell, he big dog right now, comes out to do the leaving. So he comes up to do the, before he get in his car, and what did he say to him? Oh, he was like, Emmett won't be needing your little housewarming gift, and flashes the gun. So dude was like, I just thought he needed some protection. Darnell was like, only protection he needs is from you. So, you know, dude to get that mischievous smile, little giggle and shit. So he's like, only protection he needs is from you. So dude was like, you know who you talking to? Darnell was like, fake ass Billy D. Williams. This nigga Darnell is hilarious, bruh. Where they find this man? He's hilarious. So he was like, anything happened to Emmett, Keisha, the kids, I'll kill you myself. He was like, don't let the Bluetooth fool you. He pulled a little Bluetooth out his ear. He was like, don't let the earpiece fool you. So this is when Trent comes out with Fatima, but they leaving, right? So he like, everything good? So Darnell was like, what did he say? Darnell was like, yeah, mind your business. This nigga's funny. He was like, yeah, mind your business. Keep it moving. Don't even worry about what's over here. What's going on over here? So dude was like, protective father. I like that. And just gets in his car and drives away. You know, he done shot niggas for less. He shot the nigga last episode for chewing too loud. I think he just be doing that, though, to scare Emmett. To make Emmett afraid so Emmett can stay in line. Because he be letting other niggas play with him. He just let Trey play with him in the kitchen. Like, nigga, you stay out my way. I'm in the government seat. He just let Donnell play with him. He be letting Keisha play with him. I know, we a good looking couple. Everybody be playing with Duda. But I know he knows it's a time and a place for everything, so that's why he picks and chooses when he do stuff. But also, I feel like he does it to scare Emmett too. So Duda, he pulls off, Trigg and them pull off. Emmett comes out. What's going on? Everything all right? Which I was talking about. Darnell was like, we just having a little chat, that's all. So then, I guess the housewarming's over now. Yeah, it's over now. Yeah, because we get a couple of scenes after the housewarming. So Lene, she gets a text from Bakari saying, come outside. So first she was like, no. He was like, please, with the little weeping eyes emoji. I was like, oh gosh. That's why I said they make his character seem like a little, not thirsty, but like he ain't had no girlfriend before. So Lene goes to the door, lets Bakari in. He come in with snacks. I think some Fritos and some type of candy or something. He was like, I'm sorry. And they was like, I'm not going to jail for you. Because Jamal got that in her head now. Bakari was like, you won't. So this is when Lene tells Bakari, my brother want to meet you. So Bakari was like, the one who killed somebody? And I was like, nigga, you killed somebody. Why you acting like it's, you acting like it's something that ain't that you ain't fond of. So then they was like, he's changed. So Cardi's like, if you say so. I was like, nigga, like. So this is when Lene tells Bakari about how Jamal feels about him. He don't want me messing with you because he know you work for Duda. So Bakari's when he starts talking about that temporary stuff again. He's saving up so he won't have to do this forever. And she asking again like, how much you trying to save? How long is temporary? So Bakari's like, I'm trying to save enough to get off of Papa's couch. So they was like, well, how much longer you got? How much you got to save left? So Bakari was like, I don't know, man. He probably gonna get tired of this. Who gonna get tired of each other first? But they young, so Bakari's like, I don't know, man. Lene was like, it's not a real answer. Bakari's like, look, I don't like no clocking in, clocking out, 9 to 5 job. Look, Bakari, I get it, man. I get it. So Lene was like, what's enough? It's other ways to make money. Bakari was like, so you want a regular job? And they was like, I don't know what I want to do. I just know I want to be happy. So Bakari was like, me too. And they was like, you happy right now? And he was like, man, I'm surviving. I'm maintaining. So what did they say? Oh yeah, she was like, that's not the same thing. She was like, I don't want to watch you die. Bakari was like, you not. And then they was like, you better promise. Bakari was like, I promise. He was like, you still my girl. You still my girl. But Tim was like, for now. And grabs the little snacks. I was like, that's all it take. For now. So then we get the scene with Trig asks Fatima to move in with him. Fatima was like, what about Jake? I forgot all about Jake. We didn't see Jake at all this episode. Why wasn't he at the housewarming? Where was he at? And we didn't see him, Gemma. Why weren't they there? We know why Papa wasn't there. He had to work. He had to hold down the fort while the boss threw a party. Well, I get it. It was for grown folks. But Kevin was there. Well, I get it. That's his sister. So it makes sense. I mean, I guess. Makes sense. But I mean, Emmett likes Jake. I don't know. Either way, Fatima asked about Jake. And Trig was like, he don't pay no bills in here. Plus, he should be moving out soon. He need to be moving out soon. So Fatima was like, well, I'm going to want to spruce the place up. And Trig was like, go ahead, but you know we on a budget. He told her he want to build a life with her. And Fatima was like, you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Trig was like, yep. Yep. So it's end of shift at Smokey's. King is about to leave. She thanks Papa again for coming to her defense earlier. And Papa's like, I always had your back. So it's when Kenya, she feeling away. So she invites Papa, well, she asks Papa out on a bowling date. So Papa started rambling off. Like, oh, yeah, I got to just ask my mom because that day is a school night. Da, 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 da. So Kenya started immediately looking like she was regretting asking. He was like, but you know what? I'm grown. I'm almost grown. Like, I can do what I want. You know what? That day's fine. And plus, they've been letting me do this and that third. Kenya looked like she immediately regretted it. Sad to say. But I think she's still feeling... I don't know where it's going to go, how it's going to go. Whatever. So even though Tiff be trying to act all hard, I like that sometimes she do realize. And what's the word? She realizes and she'll take into account of things. Like she was all mean when it came to Cairo, thinking that he was trying to steal her customers or whatever. But then when she hit his weed, she had to admit that it was good. So then we get this scene, her and Rob are in the car driving EJ. They going home. They playing the rap music, and Tiff turns into some R&B or like some more or less vulgar music. I was like, so Tiff, she like to be a hard ass in front of people, but then she'll turn into a softie or she'll do the right thing at the end of the day. I like Tiff's character though. I also like Keisha's character though. I mean, I like mostly everybody's character. I even like Duda's character, even though he's a villain. So we get this last scene. Emmett and Keisha about to go to bed. Emmett apologizing to Keisha about Tiff. So Keisha was like, I just want us to be a unit. That's all. So Emmett was like, well, you can't be scared around Tiff. So Keisha was like, I'm not scared. I just don't want to overstep. Because those not my kids. So Emmett was like, well, you was doing a lot of stepping tonight. So Keisha was like, well, we'll find a better way to talk about things. And Emmett was like, I hope so. Because I hate when both of y'all are mad at me at the same time. Keisha was like, well, I'm not so mad. This is when they start talking about their friends. Like, how was your talk with Lamar? How was your talk with Malaysia? It seemed like we didn't have anything in common anymore. Start talking about how when you move up in life, you just have to leave some people behind. So this when Emma was like, what was you and Nook talking about up in the hallway? He was like, he was trying to get back with you. Keisha was like, nope. So that's when Keisha was like, what was you and Duda talking about? What was the gift in the room? So that's when Emma tells her it was cigars. So Keisha was like, you don't smoke cigars. And was like, I do since last week. So Keisha was like, okay, something for you, not us. And was like, it's for the whole family, baby. It's for the whole family, baby. Cigars. So Emmett, he opens his nightstand to put something in there. Notices the gun is gone. Starts immediately freaking out. Did you go in this dresser, Keisha? Keisha's like, no, what's going on? Start freaking out, running back out the room. Keisha like, what's going on? And Emmett come back in there, just calm down. I don't know why he calmed down. He probably don't care at the end of the day. He probably do not care. As long as his kids don't got it. That's why I feel like he probably just ran to his kids' room, didn't find it in there. Probably was like, okay. So he come back in the room. Keisha like, what's going on? Emma was like, nothing. Keisha like, don't lie to me. Emma's like, nothing. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. I'm just like, I wonder what he think happens to. I wonder what he think happen to the. Damn, I can't even get it out. Okay, that was how the episode ended. Like I said, I rated a B plus. I would rate it a B plus because it's moving kind of slow, but it's still giving us that good. But like predictions for the episodes to come. Let me get back to what I was just saying. I wonder what he thinks happened to the gun. Hey, I had to say that slow as shit. God damn. I wonder what he thinks happened to the gun. But I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like he don't care neither. I feel like he don't care. He's like, I didn't want that junk anyway. I didn't want it in the house anyway. If somebody stole it, that's fine. Because he just realized, that's another thing. They just had that housewarming party. Somebody could have came in there and took that junk. He probably do not care. He like, probably good riddance to that junk. Because Keisha obviously don't know what it is. I mean, don't know what it is. He just lied to her and said it was cigars. So I wonder what Darnell gonna do with the gun. Because he ain't gonna give it back to Emmett. Is he just gonna keep it? Or he gonna just toss that junk or something? Why didn't we see Jake and Gemma this episode? I mean, I know it was an adult housewarming, but I mean, we had Kevin there. Why not? I mean, I know Keisha is his sister, and it was her housewarming, but still. We didn't even get no scene with them. We got Papa scenes. I wonder what's going to happen with him and that girl now, because I feel like she kind of weirded him out. I mean, I feel like he kind of threw her off with all that rambling he was doing. Anything else? My pinned prediction is going to always be somebody going to end up taking Duda out. I already know that. I wonder if Nook going to tell Duda about Tiff and Rob's plug. I wonder if he going to do that. And Rob, you going to have to dig a little deeper, buddy. And Bakari, you going to have to stop fucking with Duda if you want to keep your girl. And Keisha, Kevin, if you're going to be fucking with Maisha, wear a rubber so you don't have no babies. I don't don't know. But those are my little predictions or somewhat, some nots or whatever of episodes to come. Thanks for watching the video in its entirety. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. And comment below what you thought of the episode, what I talked about. If I forgot anything, comment below what you would grade the episode, all that good stuff. And comment what you thought of the review, all that good stuff. I love critiques because I'm just starting in this review stuff. Anything else? I already gave it my grade. Like and subscribe. Yeah, comment below. Yeah, I'll see y'all in the next review, which I'm about to do in like 5 minutes. Peace.